Should there be limits to freedom of expression or should it be absolute? And should there be hounding of someone like Nasiruddin Shah, who only expressed what his views were? Let's take it to our panelists this evening. Joining me, Mr. Vineet Jindal. He's an advocate. He's one of the petitioners in court that has taken the film Ghooskhor Pandat to court, wanting it to be pulled off because he, like some other Brahmin groups, feel that this is defamatory to the community. I also have with me Tahseen Poonawalla, political analyst, Pandit Ajay Gautam, founder, Hum Hindu, and Girish Wankhede, movie trade analyst. I want to begin with Mr. Jindal. What is the reason why you have approached the court? Because you think that this particular title could defame the Brahmin community. Because it's happened before. There have been many titles in the past which have gone on, and many have watched the film not in the context of community, but in the context of cinema. Unmute yourself, sir.
Yes, sorry. So, there would be a community, there would be creativity for making movies, but creativity doesn't give you any right to defame anyone. And it is about a particular community which we are talking here. The word which has been used here is itself a defamatory. It is a kind of calling someone in abusing language. It is not a very proud word. So when any person using this word for any particular community, that is defamatory. And why this word has been used, it should be stopped now. We have seen in past there are so many incidents where this kind of defamatory.
But Vineet Jindal, how is the word Ghooskhor defamatory or abusive? Because you say it's abusive. Why is it abusive? Ghooskhor is somebody who's corrupt, somebody who takes bribes. And it's not talking about a community, it's talking about a particular person.
Two different aspects. One is nobody can naming you or me and calling a Ghooskhor. Definitely it is I remember one incident when a cross-examination has been going on in Arvind Kejriwal matter, and a senior counsel, I'm not naming him, and he's just telling former law minister, our law minister Arun Jaitley, and he's making a specific comment like this, which we are talking here right now, that on that particular moment, the judge specifically stated this thing, the same one which we are talking right now. Don't use these words. These are defamatory.
Even there are so many words like that have been used in cinema. There are so many films. You're going to put out that whole list there. So stay with me, sir. Okay. So, you've taken offense. You've approached the court. You've taken offense. You've approached the court, and you think this is defamatory and the name needs to be changed. Is that what you're limiting your argument to?
No, there are two different aspects. When
make your point.
A title having this kind of defamatory word, then what about the content? There is also a question, because OTT platforms.
Have you seen the film or the OTT series?
OTT movie. I'm talking about OTT movie.
Have you seen the content that you're already taking offense to the content?
We have seen the title.
So you made up your mind that the content is also defamatory.
Nobody can calling anyone as a Ghooskhor. How can?
No, Mr. Jindal, have you seen the content? Sir, allow me to ask you a question. Have you seen the content of the OTT series that you already think that this will be defamatory to pundits? Have you seen it? Do you know?
So give me 10 seconds at least. Look, when we are talking about a title, it is itself defamatory, and now we have having a question upon the content. We asked the Honorable Court to instruct Government of India, Union Ministry of Information and Broadcasting to verify the content first, then only it should be aired. We are not saying, definitely the people are here to entertain. Why not?
Sir, the movie who verifies the... Okay, let me ask you one very quick follow-up question. Allow me to ask you this question. Who verifies the content? Because what is defamatory to you is not defamatory to somebody else. So how do you decide?
No.
It's clearly been cleared by the censor board. It's been given the go-ahead. So the people who are supposed to decide have already decided, but you've taken offense. So who decides now?
We are having a very intellectual debate here, and I must say the word itself, I am again saying the word in a title itself shows it is defamatory. So the government have a responsibility, because there is no rule regulation to scrutinize the content which is aired on OTTs. So that is also a problem here. If it is about
No,
a
it goes
movie
through
which
a
is
proper vetting process. I don't think you understand, Vineet Jindal, on how even OTT content is cleared by a body in terms
I
of
know
the
the process.
content.
I know the process. There is
Then,
no specific process. There are rules which is framed in 2021.
sir,
With
it's
the
not
rule,
so far
there
back.
are
Anyway, stay with me. Tahseen Poonawalla, let me, we live in very, very sensitive times where something very small can be blown out of proportion and something very small can be defamatory and people take offense to. And I want to spin it around. Let's say if instead of Ghooskhor Pandit, I'm not saying anything or speaking about the content of this series, but let's say the name of this OTT series was Ghooskhor Dalit, Ghooskhor Rajput. There would have been people who would have come out and said, listen, this is defamatory.
Preeti, good evening. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Let's divide this into two aspects. I would love to support Pandit Ajay ji, my good friend, and Vineet Jindal on this show and say, yes, we must ban everything. Let's go to court, throw everything out. I would love to. But then I'm constrained because I also supported Kashmir Files. Also supported Kerala Story. And at that time, I was told, and I agree with that argument, that freedom of speech must be held up. So if I stood up for something like Kashmir Files because I believe, listen, a story must be told. How much ever it offends somebody else, I stood up for Kerala Story. I think there is a movie that is being made here. It has gone through the reasonable government censorship. I don't have a problem with people not liking the movie. That is their democratic right. I don't even have a problem with people approaching courts if they think that will work for them. All the best. If they're good lawyers like Mr. Jindal, I wish them the best. But at the end of the day, when it goes beyond saying threatening, putting people behind jail, I think we need to reflect. I am all for what you said, Preeti. Let's have a conversation in this country. Let's ban all titles. Let's say we should not have a movie on our that talks about Pandits or Rajputs or Muslims or Dalits. Let's do it. But let's have one framework and say the government should make that framework. The problem is there is no framework, so it can't be selective. Today, those
But
people
Tehseen,
who stand up for this
I'll
movie,
give you the kind of controversy that is raging on social
correct?
media, and you are very adept with it. So let me ask you a question with what's, when I'm reading in comments that, oh, filmmakers will never allow Ghooskhor Maulvi as a title because they know they will touch a raw nerve with the community. It is only the Hindu community, the Brahmins, who they are allowing, who get away. They can get away with something like this. So in that context, I'm just trying to, Tehseen, play the devil's advocate and to position it in the times that we live in where everyone's skin is so thin.
So I agree. I take that argument, and I think the government of India should have rules. Don't make anything about anybody. Then don't ask why people are making Kashmir files because some Muslims were offended. Tomorrow, if I become a filmmaker and I make Gora Chor, and some people in India are fair skinned, they might be offended. I make a movie called Mota Chor, people who are fat will be offended. Then there is no limit to it. But I'm okay with the government. But the government has to take a call on this, or we all sit down and we say, look, I may not like India today, so I will not go about putting FIRs against Preeti. I will simply change the channel. I may not like this movie. I will simply not buy a ticket and watch it. I may pick up a book. I may not like it. Instead of burning it and shooting the author, I will just shut the book and leave it. I may not like a piece of art. I will get out of the library rather than trying to burn it out. We as a nation have to take a call. And my opinion, my personal opinion is people may not agree to what I'm saying on your show, and that's their right. What they don't have a right to do is file an FIR against you and me.
What I'm going to do is, Tehseen, I'm going to ask you one more question, and I'm going to draw two parallels here, because here you have at one level, you have a film which clearly certain communities, and we've been seeing, protests across the country by small Brahmin groups, multiple petitions where the courts are concerned, and now even the filmmakers have taken back and said, okay, we are going to maybe change the name of the film. On the other hand, and some would say you're comparing apples and oranges, but really it is not apples and oranges when you look at it in terms of context of freedom of expression and freedom of speech. You have a Naseeruddin Shah, where this actor today is being hounded for just holding a point of view which was been published by one of the leading dailies in this country.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Either nobody speaks, and I go with what my friend Mr. Jindal says. He's a very competent lawyer. Let's all decide as India, nobody will speak. We will not offend Kerala people with a Kerala story. We will not offend any. Let's do that. That's fine. Or we say, look, Stop getting offended about everything. If Mr. Shah puts a point of view, let's read it. We may reject it.
Okay.
Let's not hound him. If there's a Kerala story, watch it. Don't watch it. That's your wish. If there's a story on this particular subject, watch it.
Fair
Don't
point.
watch it.
Okay.
Either we do that or we, as a call, and the government has to take a call. Mr. Jindal can't take a call. Preeti, you can't. The government say, from now on, we will do nothing. So if Preeti offends, Preeti and Tahseen offend somebody on the show, hey, too bad, you're going in jail. Let's take that call and call ourselves
The
the mother of
politics of
democracy.
it,
No
and I
problem
just want to expand the debate. The politics of it is so strange that it's now entered the realms of active politics. You have the RSS, which has taken offense, which is being echoed now by the political sentiment of certain regional arms of the BJP. So it all adds up. Ji, Pandit Ajay Gautam ji, founder Hum Hindu, बताएं आप क्या कहना चाह रहे हैं?
I am just simple made a
Namaskar.
small submission. Don't touch the water of the Sanatana Dharma. Sanatana Dharma is not the laboratory for the creativity. Sanatana Dharma is not the laboratory to just create your, to test your creations. Not. I just refer you to two examples. Kamal Hassan made a picture, namely Vishwarupan. A small dialogue is in this picture कि ये कबूतर है या ओसामा. The millions of the Muslim came into the protest and Jayalalitha back to the door and finally he banned the picture in the state of Tamil Nadu. Another thing is why you are targeting us on a time number of time Havas ka pujari. Havas ka pujari, Ponga Pandit, and on the other end, you are targeting us again and again and again and again. In the name of the creative, it started from the 80s. It started from the Maqbool Pita Hussain. You picturized you made the naked film of the goddess Durga and Saraswati in the name of the freedom of expression. What do you want in this country? We are vulnerable section of the society. Your all freedom of expression, your all creativity is applicable to the Hindus, particularly on Brahmins only. Why not?
Why
I give you
particularly on
another
Brahmins,
reference,
sir?
one picture. Please allow me 10 seconds. Allow me 10 seconds only.
Make your point.
There was a one picture. Jo bole Sonihal. The Sikh community made strong objection on the said picture and take this is the slogan used in the Guru Ghar only. You cannot use as a film title, and in resulted the bomb blast reported. In Liberty Cinema and Satyam Cinema, casualty has reported. Thereafter, no one can dare to use
Okay, we don't know. There was no connection of that. Okay, one second. Let's not get carried away. Okay, your point has been made. Ajay Gautamji, your point has been made. I want to bring in Girish Wankhede.
We are not the laboratory. We are
Sir,
not
your
the
point
laboratory.
has been made. I have to put your fader down. Allow me to do that. Girish Wankhede, to bring you in, it's put the makers in a bind because now they are going to practically look at renaming the film. It's already got the contents of the film on board, which are under scrutiny. How does this augur, where you have people who are looking at cinema from the lines of just being creative? You just heard that why is it that Hindus are always the soft target? You wouldn't dare do it with any other religion. Why is liberties only taken with one religion? Well, that's the argument.
No, I always feel that it is never the intent of the filmmaker or the OTT platform to trouble any particular community. They are here to do business. They are very much OTT platform will be always focused on their business and they will always play safe. Whereas filmmakers like Neeraj Pandey, who has been mature enough, they know how to tell their stories. So we should always abide and respect the creative freedom to them. Now, if the title itself is derogatory, that is what some people are thinking. And we have always films which have been made only for the business sake. But then when we read too much between the lines, when we become too much sensitive, at that point of time, we just suddenly erupt against them and start demonstrations. So that is what a Netflix-like entity will never allow to have anything which is uh, communal content in this country. So obviously they will take down that content. If you remember, it was Billu Barber, the same controversy where Barber was taken down and only Billu was kept. That was the film. Similar here when we say Ghooskhor Pandit, obviously when it is about a particular character and a community is finding it uneasy, unacceptable, obviously Netflix will abide to it. Netflix will take it down. But we have to be very clear that all these people who are making films are Hindu filmmakers, they are respected filmmakers, they know their game, they know their work, they are unintentionally working on it. There is never an intention, what our colleagues are saying, there is never an intention to malign any community, because at the end of the day, it is pure business to them. They will never make anything derogatory for any specific community if they even smell or even they sense about it, about anything which
Okay.
is going against the creativity.
You know, I'm
So
going to
in
bring it.
fact,
Right. Make your point. Finish, sir. Finish.
so they will always play by their rule book. They will try to make something which everybody accepts it, and it is never an intention of any filmmaker or a actor or a OTT
Okay.
platform to malign a specific community.
All right. So basically, what this entails is then filmmakers, producers, those associated with the creative arts who are not looking at art with a political lens are now walking on eggshells. And platforms like Netflix, other OTT platforms are not coming anywhere near something which would sound remotely controversial. And in this case, the controversy stems purely by the virtue of the name of this OTT series. I want to just take final comments because, let's begin with you, Tahseen. If you actually delve into it, let's go in the past. It's not, one would say, oh, we are taking offense now, with the smallest of issues where names are concerned, where cinema is concerned. One can say Munshi Premchand spoke about the, Pandits, Brahmins, where he criticized the rigid caste hierarchies, how exploitative the Brahmin community was then. But Tahseen, one also then needs to view it in the lens of the times that you live in. At that point of time, it was acceptable because those were the times that we lived in and a Munshi Premchand could do it. But today, Mr. Neeraj Pandey cannot do it because times are very, very different.
India is the world's oldest and perhaps the greatest civilization because India as a nation, or Bharat as a nation, as a land, encouraged freedom of speech. It encouraged questions of everybody. That's what basically we've all grown up, that we questioned anything and everything. That's where India's intellectual heft came from.
Okay.
If we today believe that we shouldn't be questioning, we should not have jokes, we should have censorship for all across, that's a call the government has to take. But I want to tell Pandit Ajay one thing. I am absolutely offended with the fact that Pandit ji, I'm very offended that वो कबूतर ओसामा का कंपैरिजन हुआ. मैं खुद इस पे offend हूँ. कबूतर बहुत अच्छे पक्षी होते. ओसामा घटिया था तो बिल्कुल उनका कंपैरिजन नहीं होना चाहिए. Now go, I cracked a joke on Osama also. So look, if somebody gets offended, be it. You cannot live like this. I just did it. I did crack a joke on Osama on live TV. Now, for all the Osamas in the world are deciding to protest against me, I will live with that protest. But that's a call I've taken. Now, the government, if it finds my joke offensive, can take a call on me.
All right. I appreciate all four
My
of you
dear
for joining
friend,
us.
everybody feel proud of it. Pranam, everybody feel there is a picture named and published, telecasted like Kshatriya, Rajput. The people feel very proudly by using the surname after their name. So that is not an issue. You are targeting us again and again and again
Okay.
and say
All right, I'm going to leave
Hinduism
it
is
at
the
that because this
laboratory of the
debate
creations only.
will continue to rage on. I appreciate all four of you for joining us. Well, right now what it's really done is put the makers in a bind. They've retracted the series there. And let's see, it possibly will have a new name and we'll wait for that.